Welcome to the Auburn Video Voters Guide, your chance to hear directly from the candidates in the November general election. In this edition, you will hear from the candidates who will appear in the general election for the citywide offices of the Auburn City Council and Auburn School Board. The speakers will appear on your screen in the same order they will appear on your ballot. As the legislative branch of city government, the Auburn City Council sets the policy, enacts the laws, and adopts the budget that guides the city of Auburn. Its mission is to protect public health and safety, enhance quality of life, and ensure public trust. One person filed to run for the City Council position number 1. This is a nonpartisan position and is elected for a 4-year term. One person filed to run for City Council position number 3.
Hello, my name is Bill Pelosa, Council Member, City of Auburn. I will be on the November 8th election ballot to serve a 3rd term, and I seek your vote. I'm unopposed for the 3rd term, and some citizens have asked me, why are you expending the time and energy campaigning? The why is it's in my heart. I believe in the electoral process. I owe my campaign committee, my constituents and supporters to get out the vote. Auburn council members serve the whole city population of 70,000 and are not by district or ward. If you have a city question, please contact a council member. They are your voice in taking care of your concerns. I currently serve as chair of the Municipal Services Committee, which includes police, golf course, airport, cemetery, animal control, solid waste, to name a few. I also serve on the Public Works Committee as vice chair, which includes water, sewer, storm drainage, streets, to name a few. I also have served on the Finance Committee. I served on regional committees outside the city, such as King County Regional Water Quality Committee, Solid Waste Management Advisory Committee, Flood Control District Advisory Committee. Also, the Water Resource Inventory Area, or also is referred to as WIRA 9 Advisory and Management Committee. I also serve on the Watershed Ecosystem Forum, where I am co-chair, and this is in the Green River Watershed. In addition, the city belongs to the National League of Cities in Washington, D.C., and I serve on the Energy, Environment, and Natural Services Committee. We have a motto in the city of Auburn: if you're not at the table, you're on the menu as far as regional opportunities. We compete with other cities for other people's money. That is for state, federal, and grant opportunities. If you're not at the table, the funding opportunities will go to other entities or cities. I have brought many funding dollars back to the Auburn community because of my participation on regional committees and leadership roles. A couple of projects that I championed were the development of the Auburn Golf Course, Clubhouse, and Restaurant, and the Auburn International Farmers Market. The old 100 square foot clubhouse was worn out and new golf course amenities were needed. A citizen business committee was formed, feasibility and financial plan developed, and in December 2007, the new 8,500 square foot golf pro shop, banquet room, and restaurant opened for business. The Auburn International Farmers Market was opened in June 2009, following nearly 2 years of solid planning. I formed a steering committee of local citizens, business folks, and began the plan. Many meetings and help from Mayor Lewis, a qualified market manager, and many volunteers have made the market a success today. A market, however, could not be successful without the dedicated volunteers who give up 16 Sundays each season. I'm happy to note that the market located in the Auburn Sounder Station Plaza just concluded its 3rd successful season on September 25. The 4th season planning is about to begin. The city has 2 exciting capital projects underway which I would like to address. The promenade on Main Street at City Hall, it will extend 3 blocks south down Division Street. There are 3 intersections which will look very much like the Seattle Westlake Mall in Seattle. The intersection on Main Street is currently usable and is open for traffic. The promenade is sitting on new infrastructure that includes all the necessary plumbing, the latest stormwater management and storage. Completion is in December of this year. The other project is the $23 million M Street underpass at Highway 18. The project is significant freight mobility movement for the region. Planned opening is approximately the summer 2013. This traffic route will be a north-south passageway and will avoid train interruptions of traffic flow through the city. In closing, before being elected to the council in 2003, I was a volunteer in different organizations and was appointed to the White River Valley Museum and the Airport Advisory Boards. My passion is to provide better quality of life for the citizens of Auburn. The city has 14 boards and commissions that citizens can involve themselves in the community volunteer work. I encourage citizens to inquire at the mayor's office and get involved in your community. You may find an interest where you can volunteer your expertise. I want to thank Puget Sound Access for providing me this video opportunity to address the community. Thank you.
2 people filed to run for City Council position number 5.
Hello, I'm John Hayes Holman. I'm running for position 5 on the Auburn City Council, and I'm seeking your support. I grew up in and have chosen to live and raise my family in Auburn. My wife, Arlista, and I call Auburn home. We choose to live here because Auburn is a vibrant and diverse community. It's a good place to live. The Auburn City Council has an essential role in making Auburn a good place to live and work. It's a broad task. It requires principles, strong beliefs, and sometimes a thick skin. However, that alone is not enough. Councils work in concert. No single member can enact ordinance or perform city work by themselves. The ability to work with others and reach collaborative decisions is essential. If one is not in the majority, then the task is to seek consensus. It is my experience that better decisions are made through open-minded, respectful public deliberation. After graduating from Auburn Senior High, I attended Green River Community College and transferred to Central Washington University. I have a BA in sociology and minors in education and psychology. After college, I moved back to Auburn and worked the majority of my adult life as a police officer, retiring as a captain after 31 years. I'm a graduate of the FBI National Academy and the University of Washington's Graduate School of Public Affairs Law Enforcement Executive Institute. I retired from the Port of Seattle Police Department in 2003 and then volunteered to go to Baghdad, Iraq as an international police liaison officer. The mission was to stand up a police department capable of functioning in a democracy. My primary role was to mentor the police chief of Baghdad province while a 26,000 officer police department was established in the middle of a war zone. If you would like to look at my resume or read more about my qualifications, please visit my website, www.holmanforauburn.com. I returned home in 2005 and settled into the role of grandpa, the best job any man could ever wish for. When my own children were little, I was engaged in making a living as a cop. Things like first steps and words were all too often missed while my family made accommodations around my on-call profession. I was granted a second chance with my grandson Cameron. This has provided me with some of the most fulfilling and satisfying times of my life. It has also given me an understanding of the importance of safe and stimulating public facilities in our community. I continue to look for opportunities to serve. The great American Will Rogers said, "If you want to be successful, it's just this simple. Know what you're doing, love what you're doing, and believe in what you're doing." Well, I believe in Auburn. Auburn is my community, and I want the best for it and my neighbors. We are experiencing difficult economic times. There are those that would take advantage of the current uncertainty to control and influence others. Don't let wedges be driven between us. When our neighbor is sick, don't we offer to mow his lawn? When there's a death in the family down the street, don't we take a casserole over? We live better in Auburn because we act as a community that looks out for one another. Auburn's diversity is a great strength. Diversity is not some sort of code word for race. Diversity in all its dimensions is simply the differences found among all human beings. It encompasses all aspects of humanity: age, culture, education, religious belief, sexual orientation, family heritage, and economic status are all part of the tapestry that makes our community. Tolerance of one another is central to a healthy community. In Auburn, I believe that mere tolerance is evolving in the ability to celebrate and benefit from the rich differences in our makeup. Right now, our community needs living wage jobs. Those opportunities are not going to be delivered to us. We can't wait around hoping someone will fix it for us. We need to attract job-producing opportunities for ourselves, our children, our neighbors, for Auburn. City government must support the small business owner. It's hard and risky to open a business, yet it is the small, locally owned businesses that will lead the nation out of the financial crisis we're in. The city must act ethically and properly to assist and encourage the local business owner. The citizens of Auburn demonstrate courage in their commitment to our community. I share that commitment. A quote from Arm & Hammer has hung on my office wall for many years. "I can't think of anything better to do with a life than to wear it out in efforts to be useful to others." I'm ready to serve our community on the Auburn City Council, and I respectfully ask for your support. Thank you.
2 people filed to run for City Council position number 7.
Hello, my name is Frank Lonergan, and I'm running for Auburn City Council position 7. I have chosen to run for City Council because I love my town and I truly am troubled by what I've witnessed. I've witnessed happening here by way of our elected officials. Running businesses out of downtown because they didn't meet their view of what a downtown business should be, and or they were in the way of the new promenade and new building in downtown. If it is necessary to move a business for the good of the city, is it asking too much for the city to help with some relocation issues of those businesses in order to help keep those businesses in town and supporting the tax base? Of those businesses that have been left in downtown, parking remains an issue. Permit parking is part of that problem and should be eliminated. Although I dislike parking meters, the city could utilize them in place of the permit parking program for a revenue source. From this point on, development in downtown should not only address but include sufficient parking opportunities in their project's projected impact and should not be allowed to utilize existing parking in their assessments. I am a very strong believer and supporter of public safety. Yes, our police department is well trained and well equipped. We have some of the finest people in the Puget Sound wearing our police uniforms, and yes, we have been nationally recognized. It is exactly these reasons I am not satisfied with our police force. I feel we can and we should be doing better to serve and protect the citizens of Auburn. This is even more critical in this time of economic difficulty. And our firefighters are great people and also are well trained and equipped. They too deserve our support. I look forward to working with all the council members in providing working solutions to keep our public safety programs not only recognized, but promoted as role models for other cities. That is truly the caliber of our public safety personnel here in Auburn. When the ideas of Auburn's own animal shelter and animal control program was first presented to the council, it was met with cold disbelief by the majority of the council and no support. When they got backlash from numerous citizens of Auburn, go Auburn citizens, who believed in it, they decided to take a second look, and now we will be getting our shelters. This is one instance of our elected officials not supporting our citizens and businesses. There are numerous others, and it is my belief that a council's job is to look at all things presented by our citizens and weigh the validity completely. If it shows to be good for the whole, start thinking outside the box to find ways to make it happen. Some of the things that I feel will help me succeed as your city councilman are: I have 4 years' experience as a city councilman from December 1997 through December 2001. I know how things are supposed to run in city government. In 2001, I received my certification as a certified municipal leader from the Association of Washington Cities. This, I feel, will help me to be able to hit the ground running, addressing issues before the city. I have been, and still am, the treasurer of the Northwest Locksmith Association. I am currently the auditor for Auburn Eagles Area 2298, the friendliest area in the state. And that gives me the background to follow our financial issues. I am serving my second year as a director of Auburn of the Valley Kiwanis. My service in the military taught me how to deal with the diversity of people and ideas. It has also taught me the values and fruits of working with a team as a team member. And a city council should be a team working for the citizens it represents. I believe it's time to bring common sense back to the city politics, and I believe I am better prepared than my opponent to do so. I hope you will give me your vote to help me make Auburn City Council work for you again. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Wayne Osburn. I am a candidate for Auburn City Council position 7. My wife and our 3 children moved to Auburn in 1975. We bought a home in Northeast Auburn where my wife and I still reside. Our children were active in the local parks and recreational programs while growing up, and they graduated from Auburn High School. I am a retired air traffic controller after 30 years of service with the FAA, most of which was spent at the Auburn facility. After retirement, I was asked to return to work for the FAA as a contractor and stayed for an additional 4 years at the regional office in Renton. After my working career in air traffic, I became very interested in city government. With this new interest, I started attending council and committee meetings and having been doing so for more than 3 years. Over this period of time, I have attended more than 250 meetings. Prior to attending each of these meetings, I would read the agenda so I would have a much better understanding and background to the topics being discussed. If I had questions or concerns about the agenda, I would contact the committee chairman, normally in writing. Occasionally, I would be asked to speak to the committee about my questions or concerns. Because of my involvement and interest in city government, I was asked, then confirmed by the City Council, to serve on the Planning Commission and the Airport Advisory Board. This experience has prepared me to serve on the City Council and will allow me to hit the floor running. If elected, there are a number of issues I want to concentrate on. The first 3 are: 1, public safety. I want to ensure our citizens' safety with a well-trained and equipped police and fire service. This can only be done with a stable funding. The second is our roads. Our roads are in disrepair and need to be brought up to a much higher standard. Our residential street repair and maintenance are currently being funded by Save Our Streets special levy. This levy provides about $2 million. We also have a 1% utility tax for repair and maintenance of the arterial streets, which provides about $1.6 million. And in addition, the city collects about $400,000 in gas tax. This funding is insufficient to repair and maintain our roads, let alone bring them up to the higher standards. It is necessary that we find additional funding, and as a council member, I will work hard in finding this funding. The third is economic development. We need to bring additional industry to our city. Our children should have the opportunity for employment in Auburn. In addition to industry, we need to bring in a greater selection of retail stores, restaurants, and other businesses to Auburn. It is essential that we provide assistance to our current businesses and that they prosper and stay in Auburn. This is my first time running for political office. This experience has been rewarding, humbling by the support I have received from labor, business, and our local citizens. I have received endorsements from our local firefighters, Aerospace Machinists Lodge 751, Seattle King County Realtors, and I also received the top rating of highly qualified by the Auburn Area Chamber of Commerce. I feel I have prepared myself to serve as your city council person, and I would like your vote in the November election. Thank you.
The Auburn School District Board of Directors consists of 5 members who are elected by the voters of the district. Board members serve 4-year staggered terms and represent a specific geographic area. The board sets school policies within the guidelines of the law and the State Board of Education. Members are responsible for the following tasks: set and evaluate district goals, decide how district money is spent and approve the budget, serve as a liaison between the schools and community, stay current with educational trends and work toward change when necessary, approve personnel changes and salaries, approve district instructional programs. 1 person filed to run for Auburn School District number 408, Director District number 1. One person filed to run for Auburn School District number 408, Director District number 2. Two people filed to run for Auburn School District number 408, Director District number 4.
Hi, my name is Ann Banach, and I'm running for Auburn School Board, position number 4. I am committed to quality public education for every child. I believe for public education to be at its best, we need citizen involvement. That's why I have been actively involved in the Auburn School District for the last decade. My belief that citizens can truly make a difference in the quality of public education has been my primary motivation to run for this position. I have a great deal of experience to bring to the school board. My career has included work in education at Green River Community College and Thrive by 5 Washington. I have volunteered for numerous district committees to support school board initiatives. I helped establish the Auburn Public Schools Foundation and am its founding president. I served as co-chair of Auburn Citizens for Schools, the volunteer committee providing support for the district's bond and levy elections. Some of the results we've accomplished include the passing of the bonds that resulted in the building of Auburn Mountain View High School, as well as Lakeland Hills and Arthur Jacobson Elementary Schools. My vision for the Auburn School District is for all students, regardless of background, gender, race, abilities, or economic conditions, to thrive and become well prepared for work, further education, or for whatever dream they choose to pursue. The strengths that I will bring to the school board include a passion to learn about and promote student achievement. In every step of my involvement in education, I have sought to gain a deeper understanding of what it takes to help students achieve. I have spent time learning about the issues, researching best practices, and helping reach consensus on what is best for students in Auburn. These are the same skills that I will use in approaching my work on the school board. An effective school board member must be a strong listener to parents, families, businesses, and other community organizations to understand their needs and desires for our students. At the same time, a school board member needs to be effectively communicating back with those same groups about what is happening within the district. If I represent you on the school board, I commit to this kind of reciprocal communication with you, the stakeholders of the Auburn School District. There are numerous accomplishments for which I am truly proud. However, I am most proud of being a wife of 19 years and the mother of 2 Auburn Riverside High School students. My daughter Jamie is a senior and my son Jonathan is a sophomore. Both of my children have reaped the benefits of attending Auburn schools. My family is at the core of why I volunteer. I want my family to live in an area where people care about each other and the community in which they live. Therefore, I have worked hard to ensure that Auburn is that kind of community. As a committed citizen focused on education, I look forward to serving as your next school board director. Please vote Ann Banach for Auburn School Board and return your ballot by Tuesday, November 8th. Thank you so much for listening and voting.
You've just seen all the video statements submitted for the November general and special election City Council and School District offices in Auburn. This program is a collaboration of Puget Sound Access and the City of Auburn. You can vote and return your ballot through the U.S. Postal Service as soon as you receive it. Ballots must be postmarked by November 8th. This requires a first-class stamp. King County Elections offers ballot drop boxes as an option for returning your ballot without using the U.S. Postal Service or a first-class stamp. Ballot drop boxes are located across the county and open 24 hours a day, beginning Thursday, October 20th. Ballot drop boxes close on Election Day, November 8th at 8 p.m. You can track the progress of your ballot online and find the location of drop boxes by visiting King County Elections at kingcounty.gov/elections. Thanks for joining us.